Hey everybody, it's Ann Kaplan from Mom Me, your mama resource from conception to college. Wherever you are in your momming journey, we are here for you. And the theme in the group this week has been being a coach to your kids. And I don't mean the sports kind of coach. I wish there was another word that didn't have the confusion connotation between coaching for sports and coaching in life. Because what I'm really trying to get across to you guys this week is the concept that rather than these dynamics that we sometimes find ourselves in of the enforcer, the dominator, the decider, the manager, I really encourage you to adopt this air of coaching your children through life's hardships, through all the little things that come their way. It fits in so well with our themes of natural consequences, believing in our kids, giving them confidence, all of those things. So I really want to talk to you guys about literally the approach that I take with my children when they come to me with hardships and challenges. And how many times could those challenges be ones of their own making? Like, oh my gosh, I got in trouble today at school because I didn't turn my homework in on time. Or, oh my gosh, I got in a fight with a friend. Or, I forgot my homework, I forgot my lunch, my clothes are dirty, and it could be stuff that happens to them through no fault of their own. I've gone through a bunch of those things recently with my oldest son where challenges come up and it's not through any fault of their own, it's just the luck of the draw that something crappy happens. And how do we lead by example and coach them to learn the skills that they need to navigate all those challenges in life? So that's what we're talking about today. And it'd be so easy for us to fall back into those other roles that really aren't benefiting our kids or us. So when your kid comes to you with a problem, when your kid's coming to you and is struggling, whether they're even asking for help or not, I think we often jump in and assume that someone wants our help or our advice or for us to tell them what to do. Stop yourself right there, guys, because step one is to not make assumptions about what our kids want from us. Instead, get curious. Get curious and ask questions, not why didn't you bring your homework in or blah, blah. Questions from a non-judgmental place. Like, wow, what happened today? Wow, how do you feel about that? Wow, why is that upsetting you? Whatever it is, ask questions, get curious, because those questions are going to give you tons and tons of information, and they're going to actually set up a dynamic of being close and in touch with your child that's going to make them so much more likely to share with you and be open to your suggestions, which brings me to step two. Before you tell them what you think, before you tell them what they should do or give them your advice or any of that stuff, ask permission. Sometimes your kid just wants to tell you their problem and they just want you to give them a big old hug, and that's just fine. That's what we talked about last week with dealing with kids' emotions. But sometimes kids are stuck and they do want help. But before you offer that, you need to say, well, I know that no one can solve this problem the way you can. I know that if anyone can solve this problem, it's you. But let me know if you want any suggestions, if you want some of my ideas. I'm happy to help. That is a way to approach your child where you're first of all, giving them confidence, second of all, getting to know what's going on with them, and third of all, making it very clear to them that you're there for them, but that they can decide for themselves if they want your choice and your input, okay? And that brings me to step three, which is really exude confidence. Saying things to your kids like, man, this sounds like it's a really tough situation. I can see that you're bummed out. I can see that it's really hard for you. But I know for sure that you're going to get through this and you're going to come out on top. Those kinds of messages are really, really important. And I can tell you as a coach to parents, it does me so much better when I'm offering my belief in my client and my suggestions after they've been asked for than if I just come in saying, let me tell you what your problem is, okay? And that's the last piece of advice I want to give you guys is be a coach to your kids. Give them some suggestions, but let them choose, okay? Say, well, you might try this or that, or I think maybe if I were in your position, I might do this or that, or I know some other people who've tried this and blah, blah, blah. What do you think you want to do? Always leave it up to the child, okay? And remember that as a coach, your job is not to solve your client's problem. It's not your job to solve your child's problem. Our job as parents is not to be the enforcer, the caretaker, the helicopter, the savior, none of those things. Our jobs as parents is to provide the opportunities, the environment, the skills to maximize our kids' odds of making great choices and support them every step of the way. But we can't make our kids do anything. And the less we try to tell our kids what to do and the more we show up as a resource for them, the better our relationship is going to be with them and the more likely we are and they are to make those smart choices. So I'm going to leave you with one little message that my coach gave to me a couple of years ago when I was like feeling really frustrated because my clients weren't doing exactly what I wanted them to do and I was worried they weren't going to get the results and all of that stuff. And he said, you as a coach are the door, not the doer. And if you're a client of mine, you know that I love that expression so much that it's in my client agreement. I am the door for my children. I am the way that they can find the solutions they need. I am the vehicle. But I am not the one who's going to do those things and solve those problems. I am the door, not the doer. You as parents are the door for your children, not the doer. And when we have that attitude, it makes everything work so much better. I hope that this week has been really helpful for you to shift your mindset about your relationship with your child. And all these principles, even these big complicated things that we're talking about being a resource to our kids, apply to any age kid. Even if you're watching this and you have a 10-month-old baby, you still are the door and not the doer. And if you don't believe me, if you need me to help you figure out how to have that attitude with your kid, reach out. I am here for you every step of the way. I love digging in with stuff like this, and I'm happy to do a little coaching session with you and figure out exactly what needs to happen. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.